Hey guys, Raspberry here with another video. This time I'm doing a totally different video, and I just wanted to do a really informative video of what's happening right now, why you're experiencing what you're experiencing, and kind of walk through why it should be important to you and what we can do about it. Hella Loose is under siege. This video, again, is strictly intended for educational and defensive purposes only. This has to do with DDosing. Throughout this video, though, I will not be doxing nor giving out any personal information, residence of anyone mentioned in the video. This is purely educational for server owners, Discord owners, community owners, for you and your community to stay safe and take necessary preventative measures. All relevant details of hazardous Discord accounts, potential for DDoS IPs as well, will be found in a link in the bio. You can go ahead and report those to Discord, please, as well as report those to your relevant global server provider, as well as, of course, just block those Discords in general, as they, again, from our experience, have been confirmed as hazardous Discord accounts from this individual. Again, do not witch hunt. This is strictly for defensive purposes and educational purposes for you and your community. First off, I kind of want to walk through how this whole thing started. It all started by someone named Mert. Mert, or a Discord account named Mert, joined the Beer House Discord on January 24th, 2024. Around the same time, you and probably a lot of your community members also noticed that a lot of Twitch streamers streaming or just community servers started to have issues, significant lag and crashing on a fairly consistent basis, almost once a day, sometimes numerous a day. Not really any indication of what's happening, just terrible stuttering, terrible lag spikes, and crashes. After that, my team, the Beer House, as well as other teams in the bunker, reached out to Team 17. We reached out to Team 17, which is the publisher and the IP owner of Hella Loose, and tried to understand what was going on. Team 17, of course, advised that the game is just doing fine. And from their end, it was. They don't manage the servers. They don't manage anything to do with any lag spikes, anything like that. Stutters is something they can look at, but when it comes to like server issues where the server starts rubber banding, things like that, that's not something they can really do. So they, of course, as expected, pointed us to the global server providers. Now, the problem with that is that Hella Loose itself only allows folks to rent from 4 pre-designated server providers. For our server, we use GTX, and we've recently swapped to low.ms. Now, on the server owner side, our server and multiple other server owners reached out to the respective GSPs. We'll call them GSPs, but they're global server providers. And the blame game starts beginning, right? Global server providers indicate that it could be a DDoS, but there's not any specific answers. And what they do instead is actually move us over to Team 17 and let us know that, Team 17 might have an issue. They're surprised that there's potentially an issue, and there's most likely something wrong with the build of the game. So Team 17 kind of pointing us over to the global server providers, which we pretty much expected, as that's what they really have to do. And the server providers aren't really identifying any specific issues. Over the next 3 weeks, the servers are getting worse. Each day, it's becoming a daily occurrence. We're getting hammered over and over. The servers constantly crashing. All the servers getting lag spikes, completely needing a restart. Continued questions are still going up on the community. Is this a DDoS? Or is it an issue with the game? No one's really sure, until one day we do get a confirmation from our server provider that it is a DDoS account? Well, what is a DDoS attack? So let's start from the beginning. A DDoS attack is a distributed denial of service attack. It's a malicious attempt to disrupt the normal traffic of a targeted server, service, or network by overwhelming it with a flood of traffic. There's not really a way that you can fully prevent a DDoS, but there is definitely a surefire way that you can mitigate a DDoS once it happens. To do this, you have to go ahead and reach out to your server provider, and the server provider can filter out requests through firewalls and reroute that traffic to different sources prior to accepting it. It's all about reacting it and closing those gaps when filled when the attackers hit. Imagine this. Imagine a DDoS attack. It works like water in a water bottle. So imagine you drinking out of a water bottle, and the water itself is just the request, right? Those are just the people joining a server. You drink out of a water bottle and you're totally fine, right? No problem. And that's a functioning regular server. Now imagine a DDoS is when someone takes a water hose to your mouth, and of course it overflows and could drown you. That's what a DDoS is. And that's what causes your server to crash or overwhelm the server and cause rubber banding or lag spikes. Let's get back to the story though. The extortion. 3 weeks after we start receiving these weird lag spikes, and this is known throughout the community that everyone's having strange issues, we get this strange DM from a random account that joins us on 2/13/24 in a random admin's DMs. I'm the one doing the DDoSing. I can prove it. If you don't send $200 at me or any of the server admins, I'll continue to DDoS, and your DDoS protections will never work as they are now because I am DDoSing at a really high server rate. So don't contact your server provider and tell them you need DDoS protection, or send them a screenshot of this message, or your server will be even more threatened. I'm just informing you. Either you send me $200 or your server will continue to be DDoSed by me, and if you ignore this message and ban me from your Discord, I will continue to DDoS your server. Your only option is to send me $200. It's up to you. If you don't believe me and you don't send me out and you ban me, you'll suffer the consequences, just as you are now. Here's the proof. You can share this with the other admins if you want. It's your choice, and nothing you do other than send me $200 will save you and your server. Obviously, we were really skeptical about this. I mean, why wait 3 weeks and then DM us randomly that you're DDoSing when we're not even really 100% sure if it really is a DDoS or there's just an issue with the server provider? One of our admins went ahead and continued to fish for information, and it was legit. We went in the server. We told him, okay, well, obviously we can't go ahead and pay you $200 unless you prove it. So he did. We went into the server and immediately told him to hit it, and it crashed. So what do? Regardless of what we do, we know one thing for sure. We do not negotiate with terrorists.
How about I send you a hobo's dick cheese? Go fuck yourself.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
So here's the slip up. So we continue to go ahead and talk to this individual over our DMs and ask him, okay, we'll go ahead and pay you. Why are you attacking us? Things like that. Well, one of our DMs indicated, obviously the problem is we have no guarantee that you'll stop if we do pay it. Well, WagF goes ahead and sends us a screenshot of another Discord conversation he's been having with another community that he's consistently extorting at the moment. Well, why don't we go ahead and try to reach out? We keep this guy in the Discord. We continue to fish for more information, and we reach out to other victims of this individual. In this, we'll call this man the hero we didn't know we needed. Batman enters the fray. He who shall be known as Batman from now on is part of a squad server. They're actually called the Unnamed Server, and I'll link them in the bio as well. Great group of gentlemen that host numerous squad servers and have a wonderful, wonderful community. He's already been talking to Wage F, and here's what he says. We're your fellow DDoS victims today. We found people. We found a few people as well. Needless to say, they attacked us and we easily mitigated it. Here's all the Discords that joined today, and that could be part of your ransom. So what Batman does is provide us some Discord IDs of all the associated Discords that this WAGF has. Lets us know exactly who he is. He's already been full in contact with them and is really helping us know that we're saved. I mean, the other 8 people were able to mitigate it. We have no idea. Our server provider is not responding at all. It's late in the night, so Team 17 is not responding. Is obviously they're in UK time and are well asleep at this point in time. You can see it's 11:06 p.m. Eastern. They're in UK time for Team 17. So no one's responding. We have no idea what's going on. And this guy, this hero that we didn't know we needed, tells us it's going to be easily mitigated. We've been able to do it. You should be able to do it too. Batman also states that his team and global server provider found the IP of WAGF, multiple fake Discord accounts, and multiple IP spam accounts. The IPs potentially will be below, but Discord accounts will definitely be below and found in the link bio. Again, these are strictly for educational purposes to deter this individual from joining your Discord, finding out about you, as well as for you to provide to your GSP to block potential DDoS attacks as well. His global server provider is PSG Hosting, a small business founded by Fox himself. He was able to go ahead and filter the requests and completely mitigate any further impact to their server. We have Fox here. He's part of our counterpart for Squad server provider, PSG Hosting.
Yeah, that's us.
And he is helping us with the good fight. Helping our squad folks with the good fight against Mr. Gert. So can you kind of give us a little picture as to like how you fit into this whole thing, and then some things that you've done to basically help out our squad companions, and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so it's Mert, by the way.
Mert? Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mert.
Merc. Oh yeah, Mert.
You can
Oh,
say
Mert.
Gert.
I
Oh,
don't know.
Mert.
It's just so irrelevant to me. I just keep forgetting his name. Give us a rundown of like your company, and then kind of like your experience and what you've been doing to kind of mitigate these attacks.
So yeah, I mean, when it comes to mitigating Mert's attacks, is pretty simple. It's just DNS attacks, which is just like one of the lower level attacks. It's like you should always be protecting against that. I mean, the only problem with his attacks were his size, and we just had to upgrade our mitigation levels and put in some little filters locally on the machines to take care of the leftover traffic, and then it was done 10 minutes.
And for people that just don't understand the DDoS attacks, can you kind of give us a little picture as to like how you can explain it, and like why you can't really ever stop them, but like what you can do?
So like, well, DDoS attacks was never going to stop because humans are just going to be humans. I mean, somebody's going to get jealous about something or mad about something or decide to extort you for money or whatever using these attacks because they're easy to launch. They're hard to track. Um, Basically, billions of computers around the world, millions get hacked, and they just have this little program running that just starts pinging or sends whatever packet to the target. There's a master node that talks to zombies, and the zombies are the ones that launch the attacks, and the master tells it what to do. So
So
you can think of
crazy.
it like a coffee filter, right? The filter can only take so much before it starts to overflow, and that's what mitigation has, and it has its levels. It's just one big coffee filter, and once you fill that up with too much traffic, that we can't protect you. So it's up to us to get a bigger filter to put in front of that all that coffee, so we can have our coffee at the end of the day, which is a happy server.
Give us a little explanation of like your company and kind of how you started, and why things like this are so important to you.
Uh, we're a small company still, a small business. We started out of a lack of good providers existing in Squad. Um, just super slow response times, 3 weeks at a time, and it was always something. Oh, it was OWI's fault, and nobody ever really looked into problems. And so I was in the hosting community for a lot of years, just helping people, just other servers, because I ran my own community called PSG, and it still exists to this day. It's quite thriving. So, um, and we were all about helping people like in held other communities, sharing information, trainings, and all that stuff, and it was just all integrated into Squad. So like we looked into issues that were happening in the servers, why it was crashing, why it was doing the X, Y. For DDos's, like we did what we could to help our friends. We referenced the data centers we used, and those things like that. And then I just decided, oh, I could probably do a better job than the people that are providing Squad right now. And I gave it a shot, and I asked for a contract, and they gave it to me. And I just grew like exponentially in that first year. I had almost all the North American Squad servers that were big at the time. The content streamers, all the big ones, they were mine in the first year, and they're still mine.
Nice.
Uh,
Because I hear nothing but terrible things when it comes to Squad and like attacks, because Squad is so popular. And I think like as Hella Loose continues to grow, in my opinion, like this is essential for us to solution now, as we continue to grow. And I think Squad, I'm pretty sure Squad is much bigger than Hella Loose still, but like we're with the Game Pass edition, with the attention it's been getting on social media, it's exponentially grown. So like how many attacks do you guys usually get? Like, or how many attacks did you get, and how quickly were you able to go ahead and mitigate a lot of those? I'm sure again the content creators are major in Squad, so they get them all the time, I'm sure.
in the beginning, it was a lot. For the first probably year and a half to 2 years, it was most every month you had at least one attack against somebody. Um, as far as the content creators go, it didn't take long for them to understand that the content creators aren't going down. It really didn't take long at all. Every once in a while, you'll have a problem, somebody you'll get through. It may take a day. That's rare. Um, 12 hours, super rare still, but it depends, they're hard to predict, and sometimes we got ransomed ourselves with a 300 gigabit
Jeez.
TCP attack, and we were down for a week, but at the end of it, we ended up winning, because we don't negotiate with terrorists, right?
My
Like,
man, we don't. This is where Mert comes into play. Batman and team are able to directly correlate Mert with other aliases like WagF and pull Mert directly into an admin ticket in their Discord. They find out everything about him and eventually make him break. Mert joins and says, I really don't understand what's going on. I don't know, Mert. How would I? Can you give me some proof that I did it? Did what? And you can only tell that from Discord? Don't play dumb. I know what you mean. I think you think I'm the one who did this stuff, but I don't even know who WagF is. Did what? DDoS thing. I think the unnamed got DDoS attacked. I learned from the news. Okay, Mert. You can't explain what's going on right now? You think you're right because you're outnumbered. You outnumber me, Mert? You have no proof. Stop saying my name. It's not funny. Isn't that your name, Mert? Oh, Mert. Exposed. We went ahead and started connecting the dots. Enough was enough for Mert. He eventually was exposed as being the one behind it all. Mert is Wag F. Mert went ahead and added the Batman and said, "Do you want me to take down your website again?" So Batman and team say, "Sure." Okay, 1 minute. Oh, wait, Amazon AWS. And then they just said bye. Within their conversation as well, he also mentioned, "You want squad or hell let loose?" Batman mentioned that throughout their entire session of talking, he never once mentioned hell let loose. So he selflessly gave indication, completely unprovoked, that he is involved in both squad and hell let loose. We know without a doubt this was our guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Or so we thought. The next day, all his alts and main leave our Discord. And then we receive this ominous message from Mert to one of our admins. Note that Beer House will be down every day from now on. You chose this one. Oh, Mert. The next 3 days, our server, as well as some other servers, are relentlessly hit with DDoS attacks. Unfortunately, even with our alleged DDoS protection, our server goes down daily, not even sustaining one hit. Our server and any other server he wants with Hell Loose is completely and utterly susceptible under his siege. We see tirelessly again and again, to no avail. T17 has gotten involved, reaches out to GSPs, and the GSPs say, "We're working on it, but I don't know how he keeps getting around," and not stopping it. And that brings us to today. There's no happy ending. There's literally nothing we can do. And there's no stopping this crazed, power-hungry child. And Mert, that's exactly what you are, is a child. That's it. That's the story. But what can we as a community do about it? So the true fix is really pretty easy. T17 just has to allow server providers to host Hell Loose servers that actually can provide DDoS filter and protection around these attacks. And honestly, I think it's a good thing that this happened, because Hell Let Loose has been an indie title for quite some time. Squad, as it grows, was able to mitigate by allowing more providers, and this individual is unable fully to penetrate any of their filters whatsoever. He can't do a thing to Squad. Hell Let Loose, being on Game Pass now, is growing. This is part of the growing pains, and this is just one person that happened to go ahead and get through for just a moment, but this isn't forever. He will be stopped easily. I can assure you, Team 17 is taking this very seriously. I can't say too much, but I can assure you without a reasonable doubt, they are taking this very seriously and have assured me that this is something they are directly looking into. From my experience, I've never seen Team 17 respond to something as quickly as this. If you could say one thing to Team 17 and just talk to them directly and kind of plead your case as to why this is so important, what would you say?
I mean, I'm looking for a new challenge. I welcome them all. You know, I've always wanted to work with Team 17. I've asked since Hell Let Loose released. I think before release, I was in their emails trying to get a partnership. You know, so it would be really nice to work with them, and especially it would just make sense that the reason I made such a big name in Squad with our DDoS protection would be the only reason I get into HLL. You know, it's only fitting.
Yeah, I know that Team 17 is really working a lot and focusing a lot on this with the global server providers and everyone on the back end. But we wish the best. And I mean, my vote goes to Fox personally. Like, I know for sure you've literally, like, we've confirmed with your squad counterparts, like, that they are 100% mitigated at the moment from Mert. So
There's
we can
no
only hope.
excuse. There's no excuse why this should be ongoing. You other
Yeah,
server providers need to get your stuff together. Get your
please.
house in order. That is
Please.
insane.
In the meantime, what can you do? Well, you can continue to fight the good fight. Seed your local community servers. It costs him every single time he tries to DDoS. We're absolutely more powerful than this child and can easily overcome this. But the reality is, where there's one, there's most likely another Mert or another child behind him. And that's the thing. Imagine you're a comp player and you're playing your finals or your semifinals. Well, one of these kids can just come up and DDoS your server, and that's it. And you can never finish that game, ever. So you'll never know who won, who's better than who. Comp, this directly impacts you as well. This directly impacts the basic everyday player. This impacts our new players. This impacts everyone. Because no server, you only have 4 options currently. No global service provider can deter this at the moment. That's the reality. So keep doing your thing. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep fighting against terrorists here, and we will absolutely win. I posted something on Discord or on Reddit a day ago, and I wanted to go ahead and answer some of the questions, so it's highlighted. So one of the questions from Prince Ali 97 was, there's got to be DDoS protection service somewhere, right? Especially with your ISP. Well, again, they're supposedly on it. We've been on it for a while. They say that it's easy to filter. It just takes time. It hasn't happened yet. But this has gone on for about 4 weeks now, and they're not able to do anything. We've swapped from GTX to low.ms, and nothing has fixed this. So should I stay off the game until it's resolved? Absolutely not. I would recommend to continue to seed servers and help us continue to capture and filter out the DDoS IPs at the moment. We do have DDoS protection on the server at the moment. We're continuing to filter out. So the more ideally he attacks, the more we'll be able to go ahead and mitigate those attacks over time. I haven't included our name in the Reddit post. Our server is the Beer House. If that's something you support, great. If it's not, that's okay. But again, support your local server. Whatever community server you're a part of, this can absolutely happen to them too. And that's why it's so important that this information gets out there, so that you know you're not completely invulnerable. Like, this can happen to you too, and that's why this needs to get out there. So please share this video, like this video, comment on this video, get as much engagement so people are aware and educated about this. Console, it might be a little more difficult for that to happen to you, but it's the same thing. DDoS can happen to anyone, so you're not susceptible either. And that's again the reality. But keep playing Hella Loose. It's a great game. I currently enjoy it. I've always enjoyed it, and I'm sure you enjoy it too. I know it's just part of the growing pains of the game. Is this for consoles? Again, just mentioned it. It's probably a little harder, but it can absolutely happen to you too. This guy targeting all the streamer servers, like this must be the guy targeting all the streamer servers like ROTN, which our friend Angelo helps hosts and runs with his ROTN guys. I'd be interested to see how he does it, etc. The reality is, yes, this is the guy that's following the streamers around, like myself, like Angelo, like all the others. But that's how he finds the servers, is what he mentioned. It's not just Hella Loose. It happens to Squad. It happens to every game, wherever is susceptible. We just have to go ahead and fill that hole that he's going ahead and taking. The people who own the server and the server provider need to contact professionals in cybersecurity and possible lawyers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's if there's some actual proof that this guy is Turkish beyond a few Reddit posts saying the IP they have is from Turkey, this is not up to Redditors to spam Turkish authorities with. Absolutely. You're 100% right. I can confirm again all his information. We are not doxing him in any capacity whatsoever, but we have gone ahead and turned the information to authorities, and will go through the proper channels. So we definitely have all his information, but we're not sharing that. Obviously, we're not going to stoop to his level, but we are going to make sure it gets cared for in the back end. And the last one here, hey man, thank you for shining a spotlight on this activity. I hope Team 17 sees and understands the importance of protecting its players. In the meantime, I hope this thread also gives you hope that you have the support of the incredible community. Many of us are patient adult players. The reason we play this game is because we all enjoy playing a difficult game, great communication, and some levels of cooperation. So let's lean into that. Whatever you guys need, if we need to batten down the hatches as a community to wait this out, that's exactly what we'll do. Just tend to your community meanwhile, and it's more important than the game itself. Absolutely. And the Grinning Hound, thank you so much for the comment. Again, this is just a nobody who's just trying to get attention. I'm just calling him out, and I mean, just get the attention that it actually deserves, whereas, you know, the improvement of Hell Loose, and that's all we really need attention on. We don't need attention on the individual. And I hate even saying his name, but I mean, the reality is, it's a good thing this happened. It's a good thing that this happened when it did, and it's a good thing that Team 17, again, I can confirm, is taking this absolutely seriously. They really believe the future in the game, and I have never seen them turn something around this fast. So hopefully we'll hear something by next week in kind of the action Team 17 and the GSPs are taking. But for now, again, if you like the video, please share it, please like it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.